Hello, good morning students. See, welcome back to our e-learning session and this is your 8th lecture of accounts chapter number 7 cash book and its types. Okay, see in our last session we complete up to illustration number 8 and I was giving you the homework up to question number 9 in your exercise book and I told you that here next topic, that is petty cash book, is cancelled by the government. That's why right now in this class we will not discuss about that, but whenever we meet face to face, that is in the school, we will discuss that topic in our next that session. Okay, so that is whatever the cancelled syllabus is there, here we are not discussing in our video lecture, but we are discussing that particular topic because it is important also in our future. That's why it is discussed in our regular face-to-face lecture. Okay, so right now we are skipping that here, that point. Okay, so here illustration number 10, 11 and 9, 10 and 11, three illustration is now cancelled here, and the next illustration, that is I told you that additional illustrations of 3 columnar cash book is given in illustration number, that is illustration number 12 and 13. So we will discuss in detail 3 columnar cash book right now, that is illustration number 12. Okay, so first of all I am reading the question. Illustration number 12, from the following transactions prepare 3 columnar cash book of Shree Mittalben. Here we have to prepare a 3 columnar cash book. Again, now the contra entry, which one is the contra entry? Whenever the cash is deposited or whenever the cash is withdrawn from the bank, then it is a contra entry and we have to record that contra entry on both the sides. Nothing otherwise, all the remaining entries are recorded at once. Okay, only the contra entry, which one here in 3 columnar cash book? Whenever cash withdrawn from the bank or whenever cash deposited to the bank, that 2 entries are contra entry and that will be recorded on both the side of the cash book, 3 columnar cash book. Okay, so now we'll start our first illustration number 12. First of all, in the books of Srimati Mittalben. So cash book, illustration number 12. Cash book of Shree Mittalben for the month July. Three columnar, that's why date, particulars, that is receipt, then receipt number, then LF number, which is important here because here we have to record contra entry, that is C, into this column. Only we have to write the C only. Then 3 column. So first is discount allowed, then cash and then bank. Discount allowed, amount, then cash, amount, then bank, amount. So here the debit side is over. Now the credit side. Again, date, Then particulars, that is payment. Then voucher number. Then LF number. Then again discount received amount. Then cash amount. And the last one is bank column. This one is the credit side and this one is the debit side. So first of all, draw this and then we will discuss about illustration number 12. Okay, so I hope you draw this, the pattern, the table. Now see the first transaction, opening cash balance and bank overdraft. Cash balance, that's why cash has always debit balance, that's why we have to record on the debit side. And bank overdraft means it's a credit balance, so we have to record on the credit side. And discount allowed as well as discount received has no opening balance. So now on the debit side, to balance, in the cash column the amount is 7,000 and here July 1st by balance in the bank column, because it's a bank overdraft, here the balance is 4,000. Okay, so here opening balance entry is over. Now the second entry, goods of rupees 4,000 sold to Khushali. Now you have to write the transaction, that means you have to write the journal entry for each and every transactions in your rough book or in your fair book after the sum. I am just saying the journal entries. Goods of rupees 4,000 sold to Khushali. A check is received from her which is deposited in the bank account. Here goods of rupees 4,000 sold to Khushali. Okay, and check is given. That's why Khushali is the extra account. It's a extra personal account and we have to ignore it. That's why bank is here. Bank is the receiver. That's why bank account debit, and we are selling the goods. That's why to sales account. The amount is 4,000. Okay. So first of all, write down the journal entry. Bank account debit to sales account 4,000. That is journal entry. Write down in your fair book as a working note. Fourth, to sales account amount we have to return in the bank column. That's why the amount is Khushali. We are selling the goods to Khushali 4,000 rupees. Okay. Complete to sales account in the bank column 4,000. Now fourth, goods of rupees 8,000 sold to Yesha at 10% cash discount. Half of the amount is received in cash and the remaining amount is received by check, which is deposited into the bank. So first of all, the working note here. Goods of rupees 8,000 sold at 10% cash discount. So net amount received, that is recorded to sales account, is 7,200. It is a discount. We have to write down the discount in the discount column and sales in the remaining column. So what is the sales? Here the half amount we received in cash and the remaining in check. So here 3,600 received in cash, 3,600 received by check, and the 800 is the discount. So this is the working note, and write down the journal entry for this. In a working note, write down the journal entry. Cash account debit, cash received, that's why cash comes into the business, that's why cash account debit 3,600. Bank account debit, bank is the receiver, that's why bank account debit 3,600. The remaining amount check, that is 3,600 check is received and directly deposited to the bank. That's why here bank account is also debited with 3,600 and here debited to discount allowed account, or you can say only discount account. So entry cash account debit 3,600, discount account debit 800, bank account debit 3,600 to sales account 8,000. Again I repeat that, cash account debit 3,600, bank account debit 3,600, discount account debit 800 to sales account 8,000. Okay, so here it's a receipt, that's why we have to record on the debit side. So write down on the debit side again, the date is 4th, here the second date. Now 4th, to sales account, in the discount column 800 rupees, cash column 3,600 rupees, and bank column 3,600 rupees. So here the entry of transaction number 4 is over. Please write down that first. Okay, so I hope you complete that. Now next, 6th entry. What is the entry? First of all, 6th, goods of rupees 3,000 purchased in cash from the pen at 10% cash discount. Goods of rupees, see here it's a working note of 4,715. Now the second working note for 6,715. See that goods of rupees 3,000 purchased in cash from the pen at 10% cash discount. So again, goods of rupees 3,000 less 10% cash discount, and it is 300. So less, so 2,700 recorded to purchase account because we are purchasing the goods, and it is fully in cash because there is no any specification regarding giving a check to him. Okay, so here the party name depend is also here ignored. Okay, whenever we are purchasing and whenever we are selling the goods in cash or through check, then the party name is ignored. That's why write down the journal entry first. Purchase account debit 2,700. Write down the entry. Purchase account debit 2,700. Discount account debit 300 to to cash account 3000. Sorry, entry is wrong. Purchase account debit 3000. Purchase account debit 3000 to cash account 2700 and to discount account. Here discount received, that's why discount is credited. So here the entry is purchase account debit with 3000, discount account credit 300, that is to discount account 300 and to cash account 2700, and it's a payment, that's why we have to record on the credit side. So the date is 6th. By purchase account, discount received 300 rupees, cash paid 2700, and in the bank column dash. Again I repeat the entry. If it is wrong, please write down the correct entry. Purchase account debit 3000 to discount account 300 to cash account 2700. That is the sixth entry. Now seventh one, rupees 1000 deposited in the bank. Again the contra entry. Please write down the working note for the contra entry. Whenever amount is deposited or amount is withdrawn from the bank in the 3 columnar cash book or in the 2 columnar cash book with cash or bank column, at that time it is become a contra entry. So here the date is 7th. Rupees 1000 deposited into the bank. Here bank is the receiver, that's why bank account debit. In the working note we just have to write down the journal entry. Bank account debit rupees 1000 to cash account rupees 1000. Bank account debit to cash account, right? This is the entry, and here it's a contra entry. Why it's contra entry? Here whenever the bank account debit and cash account credit, whenever the two accounts affected into the journal entry both are in one, that is in 3 columnar cash book, then it will become a contra entry. This bank column is also there, this cash column is also there on the both the side of cash book, and that's why it is become a contra entry. Okay, so here the contra entry, that's why we have to record on both the side whatever the transaction. Here we have to see that bank account debit. So in the debit side bank column, bank account debit, that's why on the debit side bank column we have to write down the amount, that is 1000. And in the credit side cash column we have to write down the amount 1000. First of all we have to record the journal entry as a working note, and then whatever in the journal entry, whichever account is debited, we have to record in that particular column at that particular side. Bank account debit, so in the bank column debit side, here we have to write down 1000. Cash account credit, so in the cash column credit side we have to write down 1000, and in the particular we have to write down the opposite sider's name. Whenever we are writing in the bank column, here we have to write down C and bank, that's why here to cash. The entry is on 7/7. Again 7/7, that's why on the credit side by, here we are writing in the cash, that's why we have to write down by bank account. Okay, so here the contra entry is over. Please write down these first. Now the next one, 9th, 800 paid to Gopi for salary by check. Again, three accounts are affected here. Paid salary, that's why salary is our expenses, that's why debited. And Gopi is the person, and check is given, that's why bank account is also affected. So three accounts are affected, and we have to say that that particular three accounts is affected here. That's why we can say three accounts, we have to ignore one personal account. That is, here the Gopi account is the personal account, and we have to ignore that. And that's why the journal entry, write down the journal entry for this transaction. Salary account debit 800 to bank account 800. Write down the journal entry. Salary account debit 800 to bank account, because we are giving the check to it, or that's why to bank account 800, and that is the payment. So we have to write down on the credit side 9 by salary account, in the bank column 800 rupees. Easy. 11. Stationery of rupees 300 purchased from Suresh Stationery Mart, and the amount is paid by check. Again, here the expenses is given given to the party, and the party name is also given here. So again, three accounts are affected. Suresh Stationery Mart, that is the one personal account. Stationery, that is the second expense account, that's a nominal account. And paid by check, paid through check, that's why here bank account is also affected. So here we have to ignore the Suresh Stationery Mart. So the entry is, write down the entry first. Stationery expense account debit to bank account. Stationery expense account debit to bank account. And that is also a payment. So we have to record on the credit side, that is payment side. The date is 11. Stationery expense account credited, and it is paid through check. So here the amount is 300. We will record in the bank column. Now the 14. Deepak paid rupees 5,900 by cash towards total debt of rupees 6,005. See, 6,005 is a total debt. Again, see the working note. Date is 14. Due from Deepak. Rupees 6,005 and paid rupees 5,900. So 105 is, you can say, kasar, but we have to write down in discount column. Here due from Deepak rupees 6,005 rupees, right? 6,005, and he is pay us rupees 5,900 by cash. 5,900 by cash. So the 105 rupees, the difference of the amount 6,005 minus 5,900, that is 105 rupees is, here it is called a kasar, but we have to record as a discount in this column, in the 3 columnar cash book. Here we are receiving, that's why we have to say that we have to write down on the receipt side. So on the receipt side, Deepak is given us, what is the date? See, 14 to Deepak account. First of all, write down the journal entry. First write down the journal entry. Cash received, that's why cash account debit. Write down the journal entry in the working note. Cash account debit 5,900. Discount account debit 105. To Deepak account 6,005. Again, cash account debit 5,900. Discount account debit 105. To Deepak account 6,005 rupees. Okay, so here Deepak account in the discount column 105, in the cash column 5,900, bank dash. Okay, so here to Deepak account 105 in the discount column and 5,900 in the cash column, because we are receiving the cash from Deepak. Now 17. Check of rupees 8,000 issued to Paresh towards full settlement of the account of 8080. Here 8,080 is due from Paresh. Again, same working note. Date is 17. Due to Paresh, we have to pay to Paresh. We are issuing a check. That's why now due to Paresh, rupees what? 8080, and paid 8,000. So rupees 80 is here discount, but discount received. Here discount allowed. Due to Paresh, we have to pay to Paresh rupees 8,080, and we are issuing a check. How we find out that we have to pay or we have to receive? In the 14, Deepak paid. So the other party, we are not Deepak. We are what? We are now whatever we are writing in which the honor name is given. Here we are that particular person, Shree Mittalben. Now at that time here we are a Mittalben, and we have to see on the opposite side. Deepak is the third party. Deepak has to pay us. Deepak is paid to us. That's why due from Deepak. And now in the next, that is in the 17th, the entry is the transaction is we are issuing a check to Paresh. That is Mittalben issue a check to Paresh. That's why due to Paresh. Here we have to write down, and 8,080 is the due amount, and whatever we are paying, that is 8,000, we have to deduct that, and the remaining amount, that is called a discount. And here we are giving a check on the behalf for the payment of rupees 8,000. That's why on the payment side we have to write down these transactions, but before that please write down the journal entry. Here who is the receiver? The party name, that is Paresh. Paresh is the receiver. That's why Paresh account debit the receiver account. Paresh account debit 8,080. Paresh account debit 8080. To discount account 80. To discount account 80 rupees, and to bank account 8,000. So here on the credit side, the date is 17 by Paresh account. Discount column 80 rupees only, and in the bank column 8,000. By Paresh account 80 rupees in the discount column and 8,000 in the bank column. So it's over 17. Now 20. Sell tax of rupees 3,000 paid by cash. Here, sell tax is the business expenses. It is levied on sales. Sell tax means it is levied on sales. That's why sell tax is the business expense. But if the income tax is given here, that is called a drawing, because it's a personal expense of the owner. See the difference between sell tax and the income tax here in the journal entry, sell tax, or in the cash book, or in the purchase or any subsidiary book. Whatever the transaction is given, we have to first specify that, and then we have to know about that which account is debited or which account is affected here. If the word sell tax, particular sales tax is given, sell tax is the business expense, and that's why it is debited to particular sell tax, that is nominal account is there, and that's why we have to debit sell tax account. But if the income tax word is given, income tax paid, so income tax is not a business expense, it's a expense, it's a tax on the income of the owner. So owner's personal expense, income tax is the tax on the income of the owner, and that's why it is income, that is the personal expense of the owner, and that's why whenever the income tax word is given, it's called a drawing, and whenever the sell tax is given, it's a nominal account, so sell tax account is debited. So here journal entry, write down journal entry for this transaction please. 20th, sell tax is our expense of business, that's why expense, all expenses are debited, that's why sell tax account debit. Sales tax account debit 3000 and is paid by cash to cash account. Sales tax account debit 3000 to cash account 3000. So here expense, again write down on the credit side, by sales tax account. In the cash column, we are paying the cash 3000 rupees. Okay. So here your 20th transaction is also over. Now 24, rupees 2000 withdrawn from the bank for the business for the personal use. Rupees 2000 withdrawn from the business, not from the bank, sorry, from the business for personal use. Okay, here you are withdrawing not from bank, here you are withdrawing from business, that's why cash goes out from the business. So write down the journal entry for this. Drawing account debit, drawing account debit 2000 to cash account. Journal entry for this transaction is drawing account debit 2000 to cash account 2000, and again it's a payment, that's why we have to record on the credit side. Date is 24. By drawing account debit, so by drawing account, in the cash column 2000 rupees. Okay, it's over. Again, drawing account debit to cash account is the journal entry for this transaction. Next one, 28. Postage expenses of rupees 200 paid by cash. Again, the expenses, just like a stationery and the sales tax expense. So again, expense account is debited. So debit the account, that is postage expense account debit or postage account debit. Postage expense account debit to cash account. That is the journal entry for this transaction. Write down the journal entry first in the working note. 28. Postage expense account debit to cash account. The amount is 200. So on the 28 payment side, we have to write down on the credit side, by postage expense account. In the cash column, the amount is 200. Okay, 28 is over. Now 29. paid cash of rupees 600 for wages. Again the expenses. Now last three transactions are very easy. Just payment of only the different types of expenses in cash, not through the bank, not through check. Okay, so here just common journal entries. Write down that is the expense. Here wages is the expense. So wages account debit. Wages account debit to cash account. Journal entry. Wages account debit to cash account. 600 rupees. So on the credit side 29 by wages account 600. Okay, so up to this please complete that. And the last main point, that is 31, we already discussed that point in our 7 or 8 illustration, or you can say yes in 7 or 8 illustration, but here it is repeated again, and now I will explain you that in detail. So first of all, up to this write down, complete the sum, and then we will discuss about the last point, which is most important point. Okay, I hope you complete that. Now, after keeping cash on hand rupees 2000, remaining amount is deposited into the bank. Okay, so here we have to make a working note, because whenever the deposit into the bank or withdrawn from bank, it's called a contra entry always. Okay, so here again the contra entry is that on the 31st July, whenever the depositing any amount into the bank, the entry is bank account debit to cash account. Okay, so first of all keep in mind, whenever we are depositing any amount to bank, entry is bank debit to cash, and whenever withdrawing some amount from bank for the business expense or for the business purpose only, but we are just now withdrawing a cash, that's why at that time the entry is cash account debit to bank account. So please first of all remember that whenever the bank, we are depositing any cash to bank account, bank debit to cash, and we are withdrawing any cash from the bank, then cash debit to bank. That is the journal entries. Okay, now see, after keeping rupees 2000 on hand, remaining cash is deposited with the bank. So whatever the remaining cash, first of all we have to find out that. See, on the cash column 7000 plus 3000 plus 5000, almost 16 or 17,000 is the total, right? I told you that on the cash book always debit side total of cash is high, always compulsory, right? So here debit side total and the credit side total, first of all we have to find out the difference including the closing balance. Here the closing balance of cash is given. Underline this particular word, after keeping cash on hand. See, this word is also written in illustration number 6. See the illustration number 6, last transactions after keeping cash on hand. Same way here, after keeping cash on hand rupees 2000. What means of that? Here that is the closing balance of cash book or cash column is given into the question, and the remaining whatever amount is there, we have to deposit that particular amount into the bank. So for that, leave one line here for that particular transactions, and 31st by balance CD or CF in the cash column 2000 is our closing balance given. After keeping cash on hand rupees 2000, so for this transaction is the entry is by balance CD 2000 in the cash column compulsory. Okay, so first of all we have to just doing a half entry after keeping cash on hand rupees 2000. Entry for this is this 31st July by balance CD in the cash column 2000 rupees on the credit side, that is the closing balance is given in this sum after keeping cash on hand, that is closing balance. Okay, so here we are writing out that. Now make the total first. Okay, so first of all cash column debit side total 16,500 is the total. Okay, and that 16,500 we have to write down on credit side also. Okay, okay, now find out the balance. Find out, see, balance is also here, but now whatever the balance amount is there, we have to deposit that particular amount into the bank column. So here 16,500 minus all these amount. Please do in your calci. 16,500 minus 2,700 minus 1,000 minus 3,000 minus 2,000 minus 200 and minus 600. 11,500 is there. The total of these is 11,500 including this 2,000. Okay, so the total of this side is 11,500. So the remaining amount is 5,000. Here we find out the remaining amount 5,000, and it is deposited to the bank account. So first, what is the process of recording this transaction? Please concentrate here. First of all, after keeping cash on hand, the word is indicate that you have to make the total on the debit side of cash column, write down that particular the total on the credit side, and here first of all write down 31st, leave one or two line here and write down 31st July, that is last day of the month, by balance CD, that is closing balance, and in the cash column whatever the amount given cash on hand we have to write down, because that is indicate a closing cash balance. Okay, so here 2,000 is the closing cash balance and we have to record that first, and that is our answer also. But we have to find out the difference amount, whatever the difference amount is there, that we have to record it or that we have to deposit it into the bank. Okay, the last portion of this question is remaining amount is deposited into the bank. So remaining amount we have to find out by this way. First of all, make the total on the debit side, write down that total on the credit side, then make the total including balance. Make the total including balance and find out the difference amount. Here we are finding out, that's why we can say question mark. Okay, and that amount, what is the entry for this amount deposited into the bank? The entry is bank account debit to cash account. Here the difference amount is not given, and we are finding out that particular amount is 5,000. Amount is not given. What amount is deposited to the bank? We have to find out that particular amount. So here 5,000 is the difference amount and it is deposited to the bank. That's why bank account debit 5,000 to cash account 5,000. Okay. So here again contra entry. That's why we have to record in the bank column debit side and in the cash column credit side. We already record in the cash column credit side. Now you record on the debit side bank column. Contra entry is there, so we have to write down C. Here in the cash column we are returned, that's why here we have to write down by bank 31st July, and here we are writing out in the bank column, that's why we have to write down to cash account, opposite sider's name, 31st July. Okay, so this is the transaction. First of all, you have to keep in mind two part of the transactions. That first part is balance, closing balance is given, and the remaining part, that amount, whatever amount we are depositing into the bank, we have to find out that particular amount, that is 5,000, and then make the entry of this and then record this transaction, that is contra entry, into the cash book both the side. Okay, cash goes out from the cash book, that's why credited 5,000, and bank is the receiver, that's why debited to bank column. Okay, so here your sum is over, but now the total, time to total the discount column. Don't find out please anytime the balance of discount column, just make the total. What is the total on the debit side? 905. What is the total on the credit side? 380. Nothing else. Compulsory. Never discount allowed and discount received, never as a credit, that is opening or closing balance. Okay, so just make a total and write down the total. That is the total discount allowed and that is total discount received, nothing else. And now see that which side total is higher in the bank column, because bank has debit as well as credit balance. Cash has always debit balance, that's why total of the debit side of cash column is always high. So we have to make the total on the debit side first and write down the total on the credit side. But in the bank balance as well as bank OD is given. That's why we have to see the total on both the side, and whichever is higher we have to write down on the both the side. So 4 plus 3 plus 1, that is 8. 8 plus 5, 13,600 is the total. Here 8 plus 4, 12. 13,100. Here the total is 13,100. Here the total is 13,600. So again, the total on the debit side is higher. So we have to write down this total 13,600 on both the side. And again, we have to find out the balance. Here the balance is 13,600 minus these all amount. So 500 is the balance. Closing bank balance. That is our answer also. This balance is given directly into the question, and this balance, after depositing this amount, after finding out this amount, we are writing out this balance into the bank column. So this is your final answer, and this balance again we have to carry forward to the next month. This one is July. Now we have to compulsory carry forward this in on the credit side. So 1st August 2015 true balance brought down, discount column dash, cash column 2000 and the bank column 500 rupees. This is the entry of second entry of the transactions, that is closing balance. Always closing balance of one month is the opening balance of the next month, always, right? So here your illustration number 12 is over. First of all, I am giving 1 minute for that. Please write down these, the entry as well as the transaction as well as the working note. Please write down. And see, if 10, 9, 10 and 11, 3 sums. I am skipping here 3 sums. Question number 9, 10 and 11 because it's for a petty cash book. So in the exercise, sum number 10, 11 and 12 is also skipped here because it is for the petty cash book. So in the last, I was give you 14 and 16 also in the homework. Now time for homework. Sum number exercise 7. Only one sum I am giving you here. 13 as your homework, because see, these sums are most important sums. Illustration number 12, 13, 6, 7, 8 all are after 5 illustration, 5 to 13, all illustrations are most important because it will ask in 10 marks. And that's why if you have any problem in these questions, then please do this in your rough book 2 to 3 times, because it is a practical subject and practical subject is it is confirmed only after the making a more and more practice. Okay, so if you want to get full marks in this chapter, then you have to make a practice in your rough book of these sums, 3 columnar cash book. So please, here homework is not only question number 13 in your exercise book, homework is in the fair book, that is in the example book. You have to complete up to illustration number 12. You have to complete in the exercise book up to question number 13, and here 14 and 16 also. Only the 15 one sum is remaining in the exercise, and you have to make a practice for this type of sum, that is illustration number 12, illustration number 6 and question number 13, 14, 16, all the questions in your rough book 2 times for the better practice or for better understanding. Okay, so here this is your homework. I hope you do that, and here I am complete my lecture. So thank you class, have a nice day, bye bye.